I'm Dewayu Anom. Welcome to my video lesson. How are you guys? I hope you are in good mood and good condition today. Well, now we will study the material about phonology. So without any further ado, let's get started. Definition of phonology. Phonology is typically defined as the study of speech sound of the language or languages and laws governing them. Phoneme is the smallest unit of speech sound. For example, the word pool has three phonemes, P, O, and L. Phones. Phones are the different versions of speech sounds produced. For example, the different pronunciation of the letter T in the word soup, sub, bud, and butter. Allophones. Allophones are the groups of phones that are represented by the same phoneme. For example, T, stop, and stop. Syllables. Syllables, it is a unit of sound which must contain in a vowel sound. The number of times that you hear the sound of vowel is equal to the number of syllables the word has. The basic elements of the syllables are the onset and the rime. Articulation effect is the process of making one sound almost at the same time as the next sound. The significance of learning phonology are as follows. For the first one is to produce the sounds forming meaningful utterances. The second is to recognize the sound patterns of English. The third is to recognize a foreign accent. The fourth is to make up a new words and then to produce aspirate and unspirited sound. Next, to produce voiceless talk and in the appropriate context. The seventh is to know what is or it is not sound. And the last is to know what different phonetic strings may represent the same meaningful unit. Phonology rules. The phonological rules are speech processes which happen naturally that can be understood by both speakers and listeners, and how speech sound from patterns is made. Phonological rules in English can be classified by the kind of processes they involve. Here are the 5 major types of phonological rules or processes with examples. For the first one is assimilation. Assimilation is when a sound becomes more like a neighboring sound with respect to some phonetic property. Or this is phonological process in which a sound changes to resemble a nearby sound can occur both forward and backward within a word or between words. For example, winter becomes winner, center becomes center, and planter becomes planner. There are 2 major categories of assimilation. For the first is regressive assimilation. The phoneme that comes first is affected by the one that comes after it. For example, bad boy. And then the second is progressive assimilation. The phoneme that follows is affected by the one that comes before it. For example, stand here or stand there. The second type is dissimilation. Dissimilation is the phonological process in which 2 close sounds, similar consonants or vowels, change to become less alike. For example, manner dissimilation in which a stop becomes a fricative when followed by another stop. The word six is pronounced six, where as becomes a. The third is insertion. The insertion is phonological process in which a sound is added to word. For example, voiceless stop insertion where between a nasal consonant and a voiceless fricative, a voiceless stop with the same place of articulation as the nasal consonant is inserted. In English, many add a P to hamster and say hamster. The fourth is deletion or elision. Deletion is phonological process in which speech sounds disappear from words. For example, vowel can be deleted from one-syllable words that are easier to pronounce in a vast manner. For example, polite becomes police, and friendship is said as friendship. And the last is metathesis. Metathesis is phonological process in which sounds switch places in the phonetic structure of a word. For example, to make words easier to pronounce and understand, letters are switched. Two historical examples include Old English, breed and axe becomes modern English, bird and us. In English, there are two different kinds of sounds by Yule in 2006, page 46. The first one is voiceless and the second is voiced. Voiceless, when the vocal folds are spread apart, they don't vibrate. The air from the lungs passes between them unimpeded. Sounds produced in such a position are called voiceless sounds. In English, some consonants are voiceless. And the second is voiced. When the vocal folds are drawn together, they touch each other to nearby touch. The pressures of the air coming from the lungs makes them vibrate, and sounds produced in such a way are called voiced. In English, all of the vowel sounds and some consonants are voiced. Voiceless or voiced, you can feel it if you touch your throat with your hands. For voiceless, when you make a voiceless sound, your throat doesn't vibrate. And when you make a voice sound, your throat vibrates. Okay everyone, these are the examples of voiceless sounds. First, there is P for pen, cape, and cap. And then T for two, street, omelette, omelette. And then K for kitchen, key, chicken, and book. And then F for five, photo, and rough. And then T for tree and tooth. Then S for selling, sister, science, and this. And then for us, for shop, shore, and nation. And last, there is T for chicken, nature, and badge. And these are the example of voice sounds. First one, there is B for book, baby, rubber, and job. And then there is D for day, dad, leather, and old. And then G for game, green, gus, bag, and jingle. And then V for face, pass, movement, and move. And then T for teeth, mother, and smooth. And then Z for zebra, music, and puzzle. And then there is S for sure, pleasure, and vision. And the last there is G for genius, judo, age, bridge, and lunch. Okay everyone, that's our material today about phonology. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy my video and I hope my video can be useful for us. Goodbye.